After some hints from another friend, I have now found what I was looking for the other day. Another series of fucking dangerous holes. So, this one here doesn't seem to go very far. It's quite a nice space. Nicely worked rock. Ceiling's dropped out, obviously, but just goes in square. So that's quite pretty. Nice work. All done by hand by the looks of it. No signs of blasting. This one, there's a hook up there, if we can see that. It's just up there. Natural fault in the rock. Of course I've come out without any lighting gear at all. And this is properly fucking ropey. There's a very, very large rock hanging in the void there. I don't particularly want to go in there, to be honest. It looks very, very scary and very, very dangerous. And then there's another one just round the corner. So we're going to have a look at the other one just round the corner before I even think about poking my head in there. That scares the living shite out of me. That big fucking rock hanging sideways is just asking to come out and end up where I'm stood right now. Yeah. Just round the corner. And we have another big carrel. Doesn't go in very far. Nice big beam holding up some of the roof there. This one's not collapsed all that much. Still some bits of steel and stuff in, or steel, probably iron. Wrought iron, I would have thought. Stuff hanging in the walls. Got some lovely pick marks and stuff in it. It's very, very sweet. I like this one. Again, doesn't go in very far, or doesn't go in far at all. So they've just gone in square and taken stuff out. This what? From the bottom there, that's 2, 4, 8, 10 metres probably. Lovely. But like I say, it doesn't go in very far. Alright, let's see if there's anything further around. Apparently there's some interesting other stuff in the area. And just round the corner we come to some obviously worked wall. A bit that's dropped out. Nice big tree trunk. And another section up there that's been dug. I'm going to have a look at what that is. So this is all stuff which is just lost industrial history for the area. Nobody really seems to know or care about it very much. I do have my mate who runs the museum, and he's got plans for most of this. And so it's going to be very wibbly wobbly if I carry on this. He's got plans for most of this, and we'll see if we can catch up with him and have a look at the plans. But yeah, I'm going to turn this off for the moment. See if we can find anything useful at the top. And then come around. That doesn't look like it's going to last very long, because the ceiling is almost through to the ground, so it's dropped out quite a lot. We can see where there would have been a beam in there, so we've lost quite a lot of height. But we'll come and have a look round and we'll see what we can find. So I'm a bit further down now. There's nothing more up there that I could get to, although I didn't try particularly hard and I don't have any lights. But what we've got down here is the first non-hole in the ground bits of remnant. And I say non-hole in the ground, it is actually now just a hole in the ground. But what we have here is quite clearly the corner of a building or a stock room or something. It's very square, and it's got bits of iron coming out of it. Now, what this would have been, I don't know. But yeah, big iron spikes. Runs around to here. Possibly a dynamite storage room, like the one we found last time I was out with the boy. Could well be, although I don't see any signs of blasting on the rest of it. Now apparently from here the slate was taken out, run down to the river, washed and cut, and that's part of what the paths on the other side of the river are all about. There's an awful lot of stuff around here, and there is what feels a lot like a road just going through there, which goes down to the river. And so I'm going to follow that along a bit and see where it gets me to. Well, it's going to get me to the river, isn't it? Duh. There doesn't seem to be anything much further round, but I still haven't found the stone pillars in the woods that we're supposed to have. This could be a path as well. Blimey, it's a bit triptacular. And Olivier did say to me that the stone pillars in the woods were around here somewhere, so although they might have been washed out by the landslide that's happened over the other side there. Right, okay, now let's come up round here. Ooh. Nice. Now what have we got around here? This is all still a bit dangerous tactic. My guess would be that if there was somewhere, it would be on the other side of the river. Ooh! That looks like the remains of a bridge. That does. That's rather nice. It's the footings for a bridge. So I think I'm absolutely bang on in my assessment that this was a path. That would be how they would get the stone out then, I guess. Over the bridge. What else have we got down here? I don't see anything particularly interesting. We might have to go and have a look on the other side of the river. Here we are on the other side of the river, and the landslide has kind of made it more obvious, but up there is where we were, and then round in that bit there. Now let's zoom in a bit, shall we? See what we can do. Zoom, 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 zoom. Up there, and then in there. Now, if I was a gambling man, and I'm not, I would say that this road was mostly used for hauling slate. Over there are the bridge footings that we found earlier. If we're focused on that, I don't think we are, but we never know. And on this side of the river, if we come down, you see what's clearly the remains of another set. So my guess would be that the bridge arrived not quite where I'm standing, but here, where I'm standing now, which would bring it straight out onto the road. Now this road is a bit of an odd one. It runs along the river but doesn't really go anywhere. It goes up to Manon, which is where we were exploring with the boy the other day. Oh crikey, are stone pillars, which are very peculiar too. So these are the stone pillars I was told about, and there's some bits of iron and shit shoved in the ground as well. Now these are, how are they made? Because they're quite well eroded. They appear to be effectively concrete with, yeah, they are, they're concrete and cast iron. I'll zoom out a bit, shall I? What purpose do these serve, do we ask? So, this is me after editing, or during editing. Turns out this stuff was part of a building which existed here. The building housed a cable transport from this position up to the road, which is above, which is about 300 metres. 300 metres vertical. And that cable transport system, or rope transport system, was used for transporting slate from here and from the workings above at the road down to the river to be washed, and then back up to the road to be transported. Now, I don't have any documentary evidence of it. I've been told about this, but my mate may have photos. Now, apparently this was an unpowered system, or largely unpowered system, so it would have been a rope that goes both ways with two transport carts on it, or transport baskets on it, one going down and one going up, and the way that you stop it running away is by having equal loads. Here we can see part of the wall of the building. So you have equal loads, one on either side, and that's what stops the whole thing running away. And if it was to run away, well, it would look a bit like this. So, been doing some big boy milling. Made a little front for this out of a piece of copper. Been making a cross fixed vice jaw for the bed of the mill out of a chunk of cast iron. During the process, I managed to break a tooth on a 10mm carbide cutter through stupidity. And I discovered that the rotational clamping of the head does not provide enough clamping force. Well, tell me something you didn't know. So with heavy cuts, it started moving, not so good. Anyway, I now have, which have arrived this morning, another set of collets. So this is a set of ER25 collets that I paid bugger all for from a friend of mine. They're in reasonable nick. The 8 and the 10 are a bit chewy, but otherwise they're alright. So this means that I can start using some bigger milling cutters. And today we will mostly be misusing a teeth lock cutter. So let's see what happens, shall we? Well, that made a horrible noise, and to be perfectly honest, the surface finish is not fantastic. I did better last night. No, it could be that this is, well, I know it's the wrong way of using the cutter for a start. There's an awful lot of vibes going on. Maybe I'll go with a 16mm end mill and see what happens there. Well, that's a nicer surface finish, but it's definitely time for me to make a fly cutter. Well, I've actually got a fly cutter, but I need to make a fly cutter to fit the mill. I've got an ER32 holder with a 20mm collet, so I think what I'll probably do is make up a short 20mm stub fly cutter, and it's not very big, probably a 50mm wide, something like that, and we'll give that a go. But hey, big boy milling. I think I've probably got some trouble with the gibs. I might need to tighten stuff up a bit, loosen stuff up in other places. Because it feels to be vibrating slightly in this axis. That's not good. Yeah. Hey,